Watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs on the right. The doors will close.
Well, she's taking my picture. I'm taking her picture. You saw what I did there, right?
That's on face on award and thank you. Here in Harambee, we say twin day, which means let's go. Shalom everyone, my name's Brittany and I'll be your guide today as we make our way through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. For your safety, please ensure that you stay seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. Also, for everyone's safety, refrain from calling out to the animals or making any weird sounds towards them. After all, this is their home, so we want to be respectful travelers.
Straight up ahead right now.
Also, please hold on tight to any loose items you have with you. It does get pretty bumpy out
It's
here.
actually really big animals.
We're going to start our journey and enter into the Little Ituri Forest, and here the animals are good camouflagers, so they blend in well with their surroundings, which does make them a little tricky to find sometimes, but if you look to your left up here, you'll see some bongos.
Bongos!
They get that name the ghosts of the forest because they're usually really hard to find. Notice those horns, they help lean into their bodies so they can slip through the forest undergrowth without getting slowed down or tangled by their horns. Bongos also have very distinctive light colored stripes that contrast against their dark colored fur, so they're really good camouflagers that way too. Now if you look over to your right side, there's an okapi in between the bushes across from us. Okapi are pretty shy and reclusive, and they closest known living relative to the giraffe. Researchers know that due to their similar skull structures. Up ahead, if you look to your left, there's a saddle-billed stork. They get their names from a yellow saddle-shaped shield on their bills. They will stand 5 feet tall. You can tell this one is the female because her eyes are yellow. Males will have brown legs. And the saddle-billed stork will mate for life. You usually find them by themselves or their nesting pairs. So 2 together is going to be that male and female who will chase other pairs out of their territory. If you look to your right, there's also a greater kudu. They're some of the tallest antelope in Africa. Stand 55 inches tall at their shoulders. And that was a female. You could tell because she didn't have any horns. The males will have long horns that can reach about 6 feet long. And then up here on the left, you'll see the male saddle-billed stork.
There he is. How fresh this thing is balancing. Very pretty.
Alright, now the next area of the reserve is the Safi River. This is usually where we find Nile hippopotamus and Nile crocodiles. So we'll see what we can find here. Now if you look on your right, you'll find a couple of hippos under the water in the corner. There'll be another opportunity to maybe see some more up ahead, so we're going to keep going this way. Hippos are nocturnal. So they do their activity at nighttime and they stay in the water most of the day to keep cool. They hold their breath 8 minutes at a time, so they will sink to the river floor so they can walk along the river floor.
Ooh, that's nice.
Look out for ripples or bubbles in the water.
What if they do? He's hiding. You're on break. Like, we ain't coming out. Hey, buddy, look at you. They're hiding. Look at that rickety bridge.
If you look to your left, you'll see the Nile crocodile. They are the largest species of crocodilian in Africa. They reach 16 to 20 feet long and 500 pounds heavy. Thanks for around staying seated. Thank you. Nile crocodile have very powerful jaws they can use to crush through the bone of their prey their eggs start to hatch, the mothers and fathers pick them up, wiggle them around in their mouth between their tongue and the roof of their mouth to help soften the shell and allow those young to emerge faster from the shells. Now, crocodile will also eat about one full meal a week and can eat up to half of their body weight in a single feeding.
The billabong tree. Big old John sing about that tree. Billabong. Hey, the old longhorn.
Now we're in the savanna. This is the largest area of the reserve.
Look at them
You're
horns,
right,
bud.
you'll see their Sanantoli cattle. They have large horns that reach 6 feet long, and their horns are thought to be very heavy because of their size, but they're actually very light and hollow.
Wildebeest. I love wildebeest.
It's right above me, on the top row, right above me. Oh, the horsey thing, so that's it.
Ó, tá vendo? Essa hora tem monte de bicho aqui. Naquela hora de manhã não tinha nem.
To your left up here is the African wild dogs.
Ooh, wild
They're also
dog.
called painted dogs because they kind of look like they had finger painted with their spotty coats. No two dogs share the same coat pattern, and will help them look at each other even from great distances. They don't start their day until each dog greets one another.
Look at that one dog.
Make sure we're not calling out to the animals, please. Now, if you look to your left in the corner, there's the sable antelope. They have long horns that curve back to help ward off predators, especially those that jump on their prey's back to capture it, most like lions.
A gente vai passar do lado da girafa.
Ó a girafa. No final do céu,
Ooh, see the giraffes up there, Bubber? You got the wildebeest here, and you got a couple of giraffes, and then you've got the Chevy 2500 series.
Now there's the Maasai giraffe here on the left.
Ó, a girafa.
Hey, buddy.
A group of giraffe is called a tower, which is a good name for their group because they are the tallest animals in the world. They stand 18 feet tall, have long tongues that reach 18 inches long. They say per foot of giraffe there's about an inch of tongue in their mouth. And they will spend 20 hours of their day eating, using their tongues to strip the
Beautiful
leaves
animal.
from the trees. They also get a mucus coating that surrounds their
And the
tongue to act like
wildebeest there.
sunblock.
You got a whole group of
Over
wildebeest
on
over
our
there.
left, you can also find some wildebeest. I'll
there's
tell you about
another
them
one.
in a moment, but
Hey,
up here
buddy.
on your left there's a Patterson's Inlet. They are the largest antelope in Africa, stand 6 feet tall at their shoulder. They can also jump 8 feet high in the air. And then to your right are the Ankoli cattle. They have large horns that reach
Better
6
than Michael
feet
Jordan.
long. Their horns are thought to be heavy because of their size, but they are actually pretty light and hollow. Now, wildebeest, on the other hand, they are some of the greatest migratory animals. They will travel up to 1,000 miles per year, and for groups as large as 1.5 million wildebeest together to migrate. Over to your right are the springbok, very tiny antelope that can leap forward 13 feet and up in the air 6 feet high. And they can also run 50 to 60 miles per hour.
Wow.
That makes them some of the top 10 fastest land animals.
Ela fez o caminho diferente. Dessa vez. Foi. Na outra vez eles indo por dentro, ela pegou por fora.
And over there in the distance is a white bird. What do we got going on here? This is where Rafiki lives. This is where Rafiki lives. He's hiding in there, bud.
esqueleto no chão.
Where's Rafiki? I ain't coming out for nobody. The old mandrills. Oh, he's back there. He's hiding.
Now we're gonna have a little deeper in the savannah. Gonna see what else you can find this way.
Be yelling over. My name's Greg. Yeah, this is a spot for a red light out in the middle of the woods. And over the rickety bridge. Look at that bad boy. Where the big elephants are. Oh, they're building something out there. There's a lot of rocks out there. Building out there to re-engineering that whole area. Oh, billabong trees. Oh, that's the viewing station. There's something going on. Looks like a barn. And wildebeest. Wow, they're doing a lot of construction out here. No elephants, just ducks. Hey, them guys up there. Oh, the birds in the trees. Hey, buddy. You guys see the elephants?
Alright, up here, if you look on our left, you're going to see the greater flamingo.
Oh, look at a baby duck.
They are the largest flamingo species in the land of pink.
Oh, look at a
Their
baby
pink
flamingo.
feathers come from consuming
they're
beta carotene,
flamingos.
which is the
You're
mineral that's found
imposters,
in
guys.
brown sugar, and it's a large portion of their diet. And a group of flamingos is called a flamboyant.
That's a good smelling diet. A who? I don't know. I was wondering that. It looks like a bar.
Now, it sounds like there's some animals walking the road around the corner, so we're going to be waiting right here.
Flamingo viu. Para mim, estabilidade é físico.
Got a line up there. We got some animals blocking the road, so we're hanging out here for a minute. This is some of the animals you see along the way if you're out.
A gente não tá. Eu tô me chamando aqui.
We're moving again. All right. Somebody's poaching here. Who's poaching?
Alright, up ahead there's some white rhinoceros on the left. It's an ostrich too. The ostriches
Oh, look at the baby
They
rhino.
are flightless and run 40 miles per hour. And the white
Aw.
rhinos, they are the larger
Hey.
rhinos. They reach 5,000 pounds heavy.
Hey,
When
buddy.
they run, they will go like a horse getting off 100 feet off the ground at one time. They love to mud bathe, so they'll roll around in the mud
Hey,
they're
Kevin.
standing next to, and I'll help them cool down and protect their skin.
That must be Mama.
Now, white rhinos, their name comes from the Afrikaans word bite, which is
Oh, Matheus, oh, bebê, oh.
He hiding.
best translated as white rhino after their large spine and their broad-shaped mouths. But white and white sound pretty similar, so translation wasn't the easiest there, and we got the name white rhino, which is a little confusing
That's
because their
Mama's.
skin color is actually gray. And then up here, if you look to your left, there's a cheetah on the hill. Cheetahs are the fastest land animals.
There he is, up there near the log, right in the middle.
Olha ali,
So
ó.
rock, to the left is a log, and laying down flats the cheetah.
But they will only maintain their speed a few hundred yards, so they rely mostly on ambushing their prey so they can quickly capture it. They also will use their long tails to
There's one way in the back
directions
up
when
there.
they're
See the
running.
one way back there laying down? And there's one right there laying down. Ooh, very pretty.
Olha o leão, o leão. The lion, meu Deus. Não deve estar dormindo, né? Esse não é o rei mesmo.
Gotta be up there somewhere. Hide. Hide. Alright, the lion's in there somewhere. He's hiding.
Eu fico ali, a comida fica aqui.
Yeah, they got
Now,
a
on the
camera
right,
up on
there's
the
the
top of that
Bonsabat
rock.
laying down. Eating antelope that was nearly extinct in the early 20th century. At that time, there was less than 20 of them in the world.
Wow.
And that's because a lot of poachers were targeting them for their coats that shine purple in the sun. But the farmers in the area feed them on their land and feed them that way.
Mufasa.
And then to your left, you can see the male lion laying up against the rocks.
Mufasa.
Now, lions are nocturnal, so they will do their activity at night, and they will lounge around up to 20 hours of the day. The few hours they're active are when the females go out to hunt, and the males will stay back to protect the cubs.
This is Pumbaa.
And then if you look to your left here, there's some large holes
Hey,
along
there
the
he is.
hillside. Those are burrows.
See him back there?
and
There's
they're made by
Pumbaa.
the
See him laying
world's
down?
largest bird
Right out there.
animal, the warthog.
Right out there in the
And they
middle.
have razors to use to dig out those burrows and defend themselves. Up ahead on the right, there's some rhinos. And eggs on the ground, they are ostrich eggs and weigh 3 pounds apiece. Take 40 days to hatch.
Oh, that's a cute. The baby rhino. And Pumbaa. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no other. Stop singing that. I think it's gonna get a copyright against us. What if we sing really, really well? Did you get him a copyright?
Aqui tem as cabras.
Hey, look at the goats.
The Nigerian dwarf goat. They are domesticated from West Africa.
And the
And they
bees.
also
See the bees?
have a milk that's of high value. The farmers that raise them take good care of them really easily because they're so small. And then they will get to use their milk to make dairy products and
Clothes
sell
don't
them
look
in
too
local
clean hanging out
villages.
there.
that'll help the villagers benefit from the goats too. That way everyone can rely more on them and less on the local wildlife that surrounds them. And conservation like that is a really big focus here because it's one of our main goals to help everyone live in harmony together. There's actually a lot of really simple things that we can all do to partner in conservation together. And a couple ways you can get started include to reduce, reuse, and recycle more, because that'll help cut down on habitat destruction, one of the #1 factors that leads to animal population loss. You can also help to recycle your old electronics as they contain coltan, which is a mineral heavily mined in Africa. That mining destroys the homes of animals like elephants and primates, so you don't want to forget to include that when you recycle as well. Usually you can take your electronics back where you purchased them from and they'll recycle them for you there. Now we're going to head up to the Warden's Post to get you on your next adventure. So if you want to see more animals after this, you can always join us again. No, two safaris are the same. You can also check out the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail that will be located up the hill and to the right once you exit. So you can find gorillas, meerkats, red zebras, and more. There's also another trail in Asia. It's called the Maharaja Jungle Track. It's where you can find a Sumatran tiger, Komodo dragons, water buffalo, and more. Now we're going to go up to the Warden's Post, so it's about time for us to part ways. But here in Harambee, we don't say goodbye. It's too sad and too final, so instead we say Kwaherini. That means to go well, so Kwaherini everyone. Go well and have a great rest of your day wherever your journey takes you. Watch hands, arms, and legs on the right. The doors will open. And after it's done with